All right, welcome back to another episode of DIY with Uncle Jack. Today we will be talking about motorcycle cell phone mounting options in my very unique fly screen for my bike. Let's get into it. First things first, let's get into the mounting system I had came up with on Amazon. It is a Frankenstein of cell phone mounts. All right. Some RAM mount parts. I don't know what that is. Another box of mystery. Let's open these bad boys up. This is the cell mount. An Amazonian special. Maybe I'll leave links down below if it seems worthy. All right. This is the Fanu CPC05. I got this because some guy said he put it on his four-wheeler and had no issues. This ball looks pretty mighty small. Hopefully that works with the setup. I don't know. We'll find out. This had 1 inch. I don't know. It looks like less than an inch. But only time shall tell. This is a mount from the same company that I'm pronouncing definitely wrong. Another alleged 1 inch ball. I guess that's an inch, you know. I guess that is an inch. Tape measure handy around here. There we go. Let's see. This is actually an inch. Oh, it's more like 3/4 of an inch to me. I don't believe that that's an inch at all. Anyways, let's put this thing together and see what we come up with. Okay, looks like there's some sort of directions. Let's just not worry about that. We don't do directions with DIY Uncle Jack. We just figure it out as we go. Directions are overrated. All right. Where are those directions at? No, I'm kidding. We really don't need directions. Well, I imagine this ball screws in on this mount right about here. Let's find some Loctite and do this right. All right, we got some medium strength thread locker here from Loctite. That's in there. That's not going nowhere. I have to assemble this guy here. This is from RAM mount. Looks like you maybe get this. I don't know. I didn't read the directions. Slides into there. You got a couple washers. Maybe, maybe those are for the other side. A little plastic grommet. We got this thing. I think we'll try that. We'll hook this on here. We'll throw this guy on there. All right. I mean, this is going to go like that. It's going to tighten to that. This ball is going to go on here. Let's put some Loctite on that too. Can't have enough Loctite now, all right? Sheesh. Trying real hard not to swear in this video. I swear a lot. It's part of my nature. And it's fun. I like it. All right, what do we got here? Jesus. All right, so it's going to go something like this. This is the idea. It will be mounted to my windscreen, GPS, bracket, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, and the phone's going to sit right in here. All right, so this is an anti-vibration mount. You can see there's a little bit of rubber in between these two spaces. It didn't come with a lot of hardware to actually mount it to what I'm trying to mount it to, which is this piece right here. And this will hook up to my windscreen bracket, which you'll see in a little bit, which is a very interesting one. And I think what we're going to do is eliminate the bottom half of this right here, mount it right to the bracket, and that should give us the result we need. It seems like it's going to go perfectly. It's almost like it's built for this. I'm sure it is. Let's give it a go here. All right. I think these were installed with some German specs. Gudentite cross thread, because man, these are tough to get out. And I think the metal is not of high quality. It just wants to round right off. But I'd like to use these bolts for my mounting purposes. So we'll keep going and see how we can do. Now they're getting a little special attention here. This is obviously not going to plan. Many things don't with DIY Uncle Jack. Things go sideways all the time. All right, well, these bolts were made with such high quality that you can't remove them without stripping them out. So we're going to abandon this plan completely and come up with a new mounting plan. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. These two guys came out. These ones here stripped out. Tried multiple vice grips. A couple pairs of pliers. And I got some other ideas. This was just my first go. Sometimes this is just how it happens. You know, a simple project can turn into, you know, an hour of fuckery. Oh, I'm supposed to swear less. It can turn into an hour of get these wonderfully made bolts back into the holes. I don't know what country of origin they're from, but I'm guessing it's not Germany or America. And that's okay. It was cheap. And this is what I should expect when I try to save a few dollars. I don't mind saving money when I can. Especially when a RAM mount's going to be, you know, $80 and it doesn't do exactly what I need it to. All right, we got a, we're going to take this, drill these out to a size of bolt that I have that is stainless, and then we can use these bolts to mount this bracket to that bracket. I have a 11/64 drill bit right here, and we are going to tap down in here, and roll these bolts into these holes, and that's how we're going to mount it. We'll see how it goes. Get this bad boy set up in the vise. Try not to mar it up too badly. Put a little towel in there. All right, snug enough. Oh. Drill once, cry once. That's the thing, right? I think it's on hammer drill right now. Maybe gotta, yeah, let me change that out. Looks good. All right, now we gotta get this bracket drilled out so we can get this guy mounted to it and match those holes up. We're gonna eyeball it the best we can here. Throw the drill in reverse and make a couple dimples. A little technique of the pros there. If you don't have a center punch, run your drill in reverse to make your mark. See what we got here. Nice clean spots to hit right now. Bring it back over to the vise. Put that guy in there nice and firm. Not too tight. You don't want to bend nothing. It is thin metal. Let's give it a go. And it was just a little close to the center hole. We want to make sure we have enough strength between the hole for the mounting and this center hole here. You just don't want it to be weak. It could be a fatigue spot. So we're going to try to, let's see where we get with it, all right? Worst case scenario, we got a welder. Bye. Lines up just right. Perfect. All right, let's get these mounting bolts over here, see what we got. Bring these guys in this situation here. They should slide right in. Hopefully there's enough room. Oh, look at that. Another problem we ran into. They're actually slightly off center of the original bolt holes. So what we might have to do is widen out the bottom half of this. This thing doesn't really matter. It's just, might be awkward to mount. Let me see what we got here. It can be a little off. Actually, this might actually work just perfect. Maybe it's more center than I thought it was. So I think a quick, easy solution would be to just shave off one side of the nut right here so it lines up a little bit better. You can see right there, they're not, the original holes for the smaller bolt were slightly set more forward on the in center. So we're going to have to try to not follow that exact path because he's kind of going a little crooked. You can kind of see it right there. See how it's slanted? So we're just going to shave one side of that bolt a little bit, and it's all going to be hidden, and you're never going to see it. Only me and you will know. All right, safety first. Put your guard down. Let's get this thing going. We're going to shave off one edge of this so it can fit down that hole nicely, and we are going to try and not mess this up. Number 2. All right, as you can see, we got our bolts ground down and set in. We got the ball on. We got some nuts and washers installed. And that's enough Loctite where that thing ain't going anywhere. All right, over to the windscreen here. This is a nice CNC GPS windscreen. That's what they call it on Amazon. It was about 140 bucks. This is my personal bike here. This is a Indian Chief Bobber Dark Horse from Indian Motor Company, who was recently sold. Yeah, this is what we got going on. I want to be able to use my phone up here or any sort of phone. And the reason I didn't really go with a quad lock was I wanted something a little more universal. So this is the direction we're going. I like ram mount. I've used ram mount in the past. Outside of the little rubber grommets coming off on those X-style ram mounts, no complaints. Great mount. But I wanted to keep this project under $50. And I think that's exactly what we got going on today. So let's get this mounted up and see how she looks. I personally think this is going to look pretty slick. I think it's a nice design. It looks well made for being out of the Asias. Nothing wrong with that. Lots of good stuff made over there at an affordable price. You know, you do pay for what you get. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that this hardware is the best hardware I've ever seen. It is fairly cheap, but it is stainless and it does not rust. It's very soft, but super affordable, and that was the idea behind this project. So I try to buy American when I can, but sometimes, you know, we're all on a budget. We got to do what we got to do. Another reason I like this windscreen is just I can mount anything to this. I love to have that ability. All right, we got it mounted on there. Let's get this guy put up on there. It looks pretty good though. I really like the way this is turning out. Super universal. Nice and lined up the best we can. I like this. Look where this is going. Let's get a shot of this thing put in the correct direction. And let's get this bad boy put up in there, and we gotta snug up these little mounts right here. But I don't know, that looks pretty good if you ask me. This is the final result. Still got to tighten up these guys, but this is actually just a dummy phone for the test here. But I had picked this one. This mount particularly is a lot of guys were talking about how they put this on their ATV, their motorcycle, their mountain bike, and it held. It is aluminum. It's metal. I think it's going to hold the phone better than most mounts. I mean, if a guy's putting it on his quad and he's out riding in the woods, that's going to hold it much better than a RAM mount. I love the way this looks. I think that's so clean. You're going to have your, digital dash down here. You're going to have your phone mounted right there. And it's just going to be something that nobody else has. I'll try to leave links below so you can try to copy this. I think it's very minimalistic right here. It looks very good. I mean, just this little 2.5-inch extension right here from RAM mount. And yeah, it looks really good. I love it. Thanks for checking out the channel today on another episode of DIY with Uncle Jack. Today it's motorcycles. Tomorrow it could be something else. I actually do a lot of projects throughout the week. I don't ever have time to record them. I would love to do this more, but it's very time consuming to sit around and record all the projects. So please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Take care, gentlemen.